Okay, surprise, surprise. Somebody is back on back,
I'm
back, back, back
back.
by popular demand. Welcome back.
I
Welcome back.
made it.
How
I
you
made it
doing?
back into the country.
That's good. That's good. I was a little worried about that, but
It was like a tiny bit too long. It's
oh,
like a
for real.
tiny bit too long to where I started being like, okay, I'm ready to go home. Not that I want to leave there, not that I want to leave my family, but just eventually you just feel that desperate need to get back to your own home.
Yeah,
Have your own food, have your own like rules again, like I don't know, your own bed. Because I mean the beds weren't bad, but mine is extra comfortable. So
got you. Yeah, it seems like you had fun because I was watching the stories and the pictures and all that kind of stuff. So it seemed like you really had fun. You didn't stay in Germany too long. I think you probably would did like I don't know how long you stayed in Germany.
so we arrived to Germany and almost immediately drove over to Poland. That's where most of my family is. In Germany, I really only have my parents.
Oh, okay.
And so we did that. Drove over to Poland, stayed there went kind of from place to place. We went to the beach for 5 days, then we went over to one of my grandmother's house for like 3 or 4 days, then went over to the other grandmother's house for 5 days, and then came back. But I want to say it was about half and half because we were gone about 4.5 weeks, and we spent the last 2 weeks in Germany with my mom. But it's just like it wasn't. It's not as scenic, if that makes any sense. So there's maybe not that much to post because I was just in Cologne. So it was, the same city, the same, like,
Well, you did. You had the church thing. I think it took a
yes.
picture in front of like the cathedral or something. That was very scenic.
Yeah, that's a beautiful place. It doesn't give it justice either. There's no way. I don't know. I tried every angle, every camera lens. You cannot capture it the way it is. It's just incredible.
Do you know anything about that cathedral? Like how long it's been there? It's probably from the Middle Ages or something.
It's been built in 1200.
It
It's
looked very
Gothic.
medieval. Yeah.
And then I know that there's pictures online too that you can like kind of check how bad it was during the war. World War II kind of really bombed it, and I think one tower almost fell, and they
Mm,
had to fix it up. And also, ever since I was born, and passing it, there's always some construction on it because it's just so old. If one piece is fixed, then another one falls apart, and there's always a little bit of construction on it. But it's it was like there's pictures of Cologne being completely taken down, like nothing left of Cologne and the cathedral still standing there. One of
mm,
the tops, just the tops broken off, and that top, I think that's the top that's standing next to it. Like there's a like tippy top to scale standing next to everyone like on the ground. That's how you can
mm,
see how big is the top, that
mm.
kind of puts in perspective how huge those towers are.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad you had
It
fun.
it's an amazing place. I mean, it's so breathtaking standing in front of it. It's just insane.
Yeah, yeah. It looked very beautiful when you posted it. Well, as you can see, I don't know if you were able to like tune into like to watch some of the other episodes that I did.
It's some of it, yeah, some of
Yeah,
it.
so first of all, the episode with the the episode with me, Christy, Portia, and
So
Sinead.
So I watched them backwards, okay? And so the first episode I watched was you and Terrence, and you guys were talking about me doing some AI shit. I was like, what are they talking about? And then I watched the other one. I'm like, who is that?
I
That
can't remember.
wasn't me. My computer wasn't on. I have no idea what happened there.
No, that we thought that was you. So because I sent you the link, so I said like, okay,
Right.
maybe you would join in and stuff like
It's
that.
like
And
a
then you said like,
placeholder or something.
yeah. And
That
then the
was
next thing you know, we're
strange.
talking, and then you just popped on. I was like, oh, she's coming on. But then nothing happened. We kept saying, Marty, Marty, Marty. Then nothing came on. And then it was like, it seemed like it was some kind of AI or something. I thought you maybe you did some kind of recording.
kind of waiting for someone to start talking, like be so freaked out because like ChatGPT has been giving me the creeps lately. You don't
Oh,
know.
really? So you didn't do that? Yeah, that's weird. I thought you set that up. I was like, okay,
No,
she's
but
probably
I
record.
thought I would have loved to be on that one because my gosh, I absolutely admire all three of those girls. They're incredible. All of them just like completely like A game in their fields. So, I would have loved to have been there, but
Yeah, that was that we
plenty
have.
more to come. Plenty more to
Yep.
come.
Yeah, we have fun with that. All right. First of all, before we start, you said you got me some Polish candy or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay, can't wait to get that.
I
Probably
got
right.
you. So I got you krówki. Those are very, very popular. There would probably even be a way to get them here because that's how popular they are, but it's not the same. So it's like a caramel, but it's really like chewy.
Okay.
It's very, very good. And then there's like a mixture of like different chocolates that are like they're kind of like pralines, but it's not really because pralines are like overly sweet and these are like, we've got some nuts in there or you've got like but Polish chocolate and then just the plain real milk chocolate bar from Poland, like the best one. I got the best ones.
All right, I'm ready. So
Lana.
when
So
on the
do
20
your
on the
workout so you can burn some extra calories in advance.
exactly. So on the 23rd, when we get on set for your film,
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to munch on that. All right, take it away, Marty.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Movie Unboxing with Marty and Bola. We are a writer, director, and actor, and an actress and a writer. And each week we dive into film to unbox how it was made and what makes it tick, talking about the movie from a filmmaker's perspective.
Today's film, by popular demand from Marty,
Mm.
we're unboxing a movie that is a Polish film. It's a movie made in Poland. It came out in 2022. It's called
Hmm.
Lesson Plan, and it is on Netflix. You can go on Netflix right now. You can watch it. It's called Lesson Plan, and it's, like I said, it's a Polish film. It's from Poland. This is in honor of Marty from coming back from Poland, visiting her family and friends and stuff like that for the last month or so. It's a crime drama, 2022. It stars. Okay, now I'm gonna try to pronounce these
Let's do it.
Polish
Let's
names.
do
Uh, Pietro Wito Wito Wit Witowski.
it. Keep going. Oh,
Well, how was that? How was that?
Piotr Witkowski.
Piotr Wis
Witkowski.
Witwowski. Witowski.
Witkowski. Good job.
Okay, and then the other one is an Antona
Antonina?
Antonina Ja Janus Kiewicz. I'm,
Jarnuszkiewicz. Oh my gosh, those are not fair. Like those are extra hard. Those
yeah.
are
Okay,
extra hard.
so the J is like a Y.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. All right. That's kind of like common in Europe. Like there's almost a lot of European languages are like that.
Yeah. The
Like the
yacht. We
Spanish,
call it the yacht, the J. Yeah.
yeah, the J is like a Y. In Spanish, the J is a
Like an
Y.
H.
Yeah, there's some French pronunciations where the J is a Y too. So yeah, I think
And then
that might be it.
The W is pronounced like a V in English. So you go
Oh,
Jan
oh,
Wieczorkowski.
Vietov. Okay,
Wieczorkowski.
okay.
They, those are
Pronounce
Nicolas
it.
Przygoda. That one's easier.
Yeah, and then it was directed by Daniel Markovsky.
Markowski, very Markowicz. Markowicz.
Markovich. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. So this movie was good, but it's a movie I've seen before.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So
Absolutely.
as soon as
I
I saw
agree with that. It even like I felt like scene by scene you were able to be like, oh, that's like this film. Oh, that's like this film.
yeah, no,
Not
actually,
in a bad way. It's
no, it's not in
sort
a
of
bad
like
way
the
because
Polish did their own version of it in
yeah.
a way, you know?
So what I saw was The Substitute from 1996, starring Tom Berenger. Ernie Hudson, and Mark Anthony, the Latino singer. I didn't even know he was a singer until after that. I thought he was just a Latino actor. I think that was the first. That might be the first movie I've seen him acting in. So it's essentially the same, almost the same storyline, but obviously the Polish version is a little different and stuff like that.
And it's got a
So
lot of Polish culture in there because there's a couple of things when I was watching them that I was like, I get it, but I think it's not that people won't get it, it's that they're gonna find it weird. Things
what?
like every single person's names in those scenes, like the students,
Hmm.
not a single student had just a regular name. They all have nicknames. And shit you not, in Polish high school, not a single person is just called by their name. It just
So,
doesn't happen.
so what were you called in high school?
Well, I was in a German high school, but
Oh, okay.
because my our last name was Lisiecki,
Mhm.
my dad and my whole family on that side was Lisiur, which just means fox, because like
Fox,
it's
fox
just
as in the animal.
yeah, but
Okay,
it's
okay,
just like I think that's where it usually comes from most of the time that the last names most of the time have a meaning.
okay.
So then you use it like that, you know? But it's kind of like, you know, when you have like, I don't know, a new girl and that one guy's always Smitty because his last name is Smith or something like that, right? It's just
Oh,
like
okay.
that kind of thing. But it's just so common to do that there that I have yet to meet a person in high school that's just their name. They just don't. And if your last name isn't something weird that can be turned into a nickname, then there's going to be something about your looks that's picked up that's going to be frog face or whatever else they had, you
Yeah,
know.
there's. I think that's pretty common in most high schools. I know some girl when I
Yeah.
was growing up in Nigeria, her name was British because she talked like with a British accent, and she's never been to Britain at that time. I mean, now she lives in the UK now,
Uh-huh.
but she never. At that time, she never been to the UK, but she just had a British accent, and we just used to
Hmm.
call her British. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? As a way to mock her, like, man, you never even been there. Why are you talking like that?
Exactly, but it just like it takes over so hard over there that sometimes even the teachers start taking it over and just
Oh,
everybody calls them this way. That's crazy,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I
Oh.
mean, I had like one. Well, because I was so little in school, they'll call me Baby Boy Blue or Little Boy Blue. It was part of some poem as a Little Boy Blue,
Aw.
and even the teachers would call me Little Boy Blue, like Little Boy Blue, come here. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I'm like, okay, see, here you go. That's your
What
AI.
is that? What the hell is that, man?
That is your
It's my
AI.
note taker? Okay.
You might have set something up and you
Mm,
can't remember.
mm, These things
But
don't happen
anyway,
to me.
this film, so it starts off with he's a police officer. It's an undercover police officer.
Undercover.
Yeah, and he's infiltrating some kind of like a drug ring or something like that. And they eventually find out that he's an undercover officer, but they quickly establish that he's a very good martial artist. Like he's not just like a regular police officer. He's really
He
exceptional.
John Wicked out of that
He
place,
John Wicked
man.
everybody in that place. Yeah, he beat the crap out of them.
Yeah.
But he finds out that um hey, when he was trying to arrest the boss or anything like that, hey, we already found out where you live, and I've got guys going over there to go
Yeah.
get your wife. And I just think that must be for, I've always wondered when somebody who's like an undercover police officer, or even you don't have to be an undercover police officer, or just being a police officer, or
Yeah.
you're a drug dealer. If I was
Yeah.
in that kind of life, if I was married and have a family, they would never be near me.
Hmm.
Never. I would never have them in the same city or in the same state. I would have them far away.
Yeah, and
Um,
how do you go, like, how do you do that, right? I feel like there's specific jobs that are maybe just made for people that don't
or
end up having a family.
yeah,
But you
because
never know because you start a career, you dive into the career, then you meet the love of your life. What are you going to do? Just
I mean, you probably have to be honest with her and tell her like, listen, man, this career is dangerous,
you're
and
gonna die.
yeah, like if they find out, yeah, if they find out everything, they find out stuff about me, and then they come to you. I don't know how I'm gonna live with myself, so I want you far away.
Yeah.
because it can be used against you. Think, it can be used against you. They know you have loved ones and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
want them as far away as possible and, not anywhere close. I like that. And we can see that after they got to his wife, that subsequently it affected him. He went into a deep depression. I don't even think was he still in the police after that? I don't think he was a
No,
cop
I
anymore.
think he dropped out. He
I think
just,
he dropped
yeah,
out.
no,
Yeah,
it
because he
looked
was
it looked like he gave up on everything,
yeah,
kind
he
of.
gave up on life, gave up on his
Yeah.
career, just gave
How
up
do
on
you
his
go
health.
on, right?
Yeah, that would crush anybody. But then he has a friend. Now this is the thing I didn't get. He has a friend who's a teacher at a high
Yes.
school, and
Hmm.
the teacher, somebody, I think a student, was mysteriously killed or something like that.
No, so basically what happened was apparently it was already completely common knowledge that a lot of the students have been approached and have been using drugs. And
Okay.
so he was checking like the students' presence and he went, "Oh, Yannick isn't here again. That's like his third absence. That's not
Hmm.
good, right?"
Hmm.
And one of the students said, "Well, I don't think he cares anymore. I think he kind of
Checked out.
went, yeah, too far with the drugs." And that's when that student's mother called one of the kids, and then kind of they cut to, well, he overdosed basically.
Hmm.
He
Yeah.
overdosed, and so the teacher was like, "Look, I need to find the source of this. I need to stop these people because they're literally killing my students."
Yeah.
He
So,
was like, it looks like one of the only teachers that still cared about some of these students,
so
one.
was it established that or I can't remember now. Was it established that the kids were getting the drugs on campus from other students?
Yes, yes. So
Okay. Okay.
because when they started talking about it later, it was like, yes, we know of the group of bullies in the school
Hmm.
that are spreading that shit, but we cannot figure out who they're getting it from.
Where they getting it from?
How
Okay.
is the school getting hooked up with it,
Okay.
basically?
So the teacher calls his friend, who's an ex-cop, and
Hmm.
asks for his help, but he's not forthcoming. He doesn't want to help. He's not even together. He's still, mentally, emotionally broken down, broke. Still on the bottle, and he's trying to encourage him, like, it's time to move on. Like, you need to get back and
Yeah.
get back to the
And do
time of
something
more.
good, like you could help with this, right?
Yeah, maybe
That's
this could
would
this could
turn your head around a little, yeah.
yeah, so he just says no, he's not doing it. And so the teacher, the friend says, look, I'm going to do it myself. And in
Yeah.
doing
So
that,
he pursues the drug dealers by himself, which was a
exactly,
bad
which is
move.
dangerous. And,
Mhm.
he ends up nowhere you want to be as a,
He ends up killed and framed. So they
and,
just chalk it up to, oh, that was the teacher who did it because we
hmm
found him with all the drug dealers and so yeah, that's what wakes up the revenge in that man. So he's like, no, I'm gonna have to set this straight because now he's got blood on his hands of two people.
two people, his
Yeah.
wife
Yeah.
and his best friend. Well,
But the best friend had a wife and a child, so now
and yeah,
there's something to work for, sort of.
exactly. So it's in a way, it seems like I wasn't there for him, so I can maybe I need to be there for the son, and and help out the son in trying to find out who killed his
At
dad.
least clear his name, because it's one thing to die, it's another to let somebody die with a reputation that is undeserved.
That and you have to, and obviously if you're the person that's being framed and you're already dead. There's nothing you can do. It's now left upon people, the loved ones and friends who are left behind, to clear your name or defend your name
Exactly.
and say like,
Yeah.
nah, that's not true, yada yada yada. So
Yeah, and
and
the
I
wife
think
and the son were not in a position to do that because they
no,
were
they were not.
suffering. Yeah.
He was in the best position to do that, and so he takes up the job, in this school as a substitute teacher, teaching was he teaching history?
Ridiculous.
Yeah, teaching
Um,
history.
but he's doing substitute for that guy because he is gone
Mm.
now. And
On.
they made it very clear that he got the job because when I saw the trailer in Germany, my dad saw the trailer and went like, why the fuck would they let him teach history? Like he has obviously no credentials, right? And they explained that. So that's, I was relieved that they explained that. Basically, there was a whole conversation in the school where they're like saying, "Oh, you're our best choice, you're our favorite choice." And he's really confused about that. It's like because nobody ever wants to work at that school. And the
Exactly.
secretary even goes like, there's other openings down the road. That's a better school. Like,
Yeah,
what are you
yeah.
doing here?
And if
So explained that he, with zero knowledge about history, realistically got the history teacher position.
exactly, and which is something that's affecting kids these days, especially in the public school system,
Mhm.
because it's a lot of people don't want to teach in these public schools. They're just like,
Yeah,
and
well, I mean, do you see what you got to deal with?
yeah, you're gonna have to deal with
I know
all.
this is like an over-colored, exaggerated thing, but not really. Once
Yeah,
the kids are bigger than you, it just gets real obnoxious.
I would years ago, I was going to like transition to become a teacher because my friend was a teacher, so he told me to like, that would be a good option. So I did the first test. And
Hmm.
I didn't take that thing seriously. And I surprisingly, I passed it. And I'm like, okay, what's so then I started the process because I had to take a series of tests. So, but you try to transition into it. And I went into one of the classes and I looked at the kids and I'm like, oh, hell no, I can't do this. No, because
So
they're all bigger than me.
I taught first grade here in Charlotte for a year.
For real?
Yeah, at Waddell, I think the school's called is named differently now, but it's an immersion school. So it's a
Hmm.
charter school. It's not a private school, but it's also not a public school, you know?
Hmm.
So it was a little bit better. But they have an immersion program. So they put the kids in kindergarten and teach them in different languages. There's Spanish, French, Japanese, Chinese, and
Oh,
German.
okay. That's
So I
good.
taught first grade in German, um, which was great. And I would do first grade over again because that was awesome. But I had one day where I was helping out another teacher, and this was because it's the immersion program. It was elementary school attached to middle school, and I had to go to the middle school. I swear, never again. These kids were larger than me. They were obnoxious. They were rude and extremely like out of line. It was bad. It
Yeah.
was so bad.
I think the one I did was either
Never.
middle school or it was probably middle school, and they looked just as big as me. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing this.
Exactly. Like, and you saw it even in this film. Like, it's the one dude that was like, with the white t-shirt, the muscular dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. He was a
the
security guard.
only teacher that even had anything to say
Yeah, was he a
because
teacher or
he
a
was
security guard? Yeah, he's
huge.
huge. Yeah, that's the only person they're gonna respect. If you're
Exactly.
bigger
Like,
than
because
them,
they can beat your ass. Like, they
exactly.
can't
So I
technically,
just,
but
but
man,
with our star, they found out that he was a very good kung fu guy, and he was.
yeah.
But here's the thing about the way he fights. It seems like he's not trying to hurt anybody. You notice that? I'm noticing the fight sequence, and he
There
looks
was
like he's. Go ahead.
There was even a scene where he showed one of the drunk guys to lift his hands up higher.
Yeah, at the
He's like,
bar.
lift your
Yeah,
hands up a little higher. And bam! I
yeah,
told you, lift your hands up
yeah.
higher.
So to me, it just seems like he's not. Or the only time I think he really was trying to like he was seriously fighting was when they came into the dojo,
Yes.
and they looked like they were really trying to hurt him and stuff like that. So he really had to fight them. Other than that, I think
I
up
think
until
that was the point.
up until the end,
Hmm.
and apart from that dojo scene, I think he was just toying with them to just like I don't want to hurt you. I just want to make sure that you don't harm me.
Yeah, it was, I think it was made like this. And I actually went into the credits right after that,
Hmm?
checking if the guy who's the main character in this also wrote and directed the thing because it a little bit felt like a show off thing. Does that make any
Yeah,
sense?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Like a
yeah,
vanity project. It
yeah.
wasn't apparently, but it was like because he felt a little bit like he was just kind of grinning through it and I was like, "Oh God, whatever," you know?
Hmm.
Like it was like as if he was just playing with them, just training them
Yeah.
essentially. Uh,
I think he's a real martial. I think I won't be surprised if he's a real martial artist because they look crisp.
mhm,
His moves look crisp. They look very professional.
mhm.
So it's not
And there
like
wasn't
something
too
you.
many cuts, so some of those fight scenes were really really good. The first scene. This is why I suggested this because I hadn't seen the movie before,
Hmm.
but I saw just the first scene when he gets into that drug dealer's thing. He gets called
Hmm.
out the rat, and he
Hmm.
just John Wick's out of there.
Hmm.
That scene was so good.
Hmm.
For me thinking that it was made in Poland, not in Hollywood, and with a different budget, with completely different, it was very, very good, and just the combat scenes in general and the stunt. I would have loved to hear what, for example, my friend Seneca, who does stunt choreography, what he has to say about it, because there wasn't that many cuts. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like, it
Hmm.
wasn't cut out every time that you can't really see that they're not really touching. Like, it was just so smooth.
Yeah, the
And
camera just kept on was and just moving with them and stuff like that.
yeah, I'm like getting closer and then coming out. That was
Yeah,
a really
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That was a really
That was
cool
very
shot.
good. So it made it seem very real, and it like I said, it seemed like he's a martial artist in real life.
I
Like
think
he
so.
does.
Yeah, in my
Yeah,
opinion, he
it is
definitely
not.
got
It
the
is.
training for
Yeah,
for
it's not like
acting.
he's an actor. They just give you a couple of training for like a couple of months, and then
Yeah.
you can tell like, yeah, you don't do this in real life. Like, you
Mm.
just got training for this and stuff, which is cool. But it seemed like the way the fight was done, it seemed and how he was carrying himself, it seems like he knows how to do this in real life. And I won't be
Yeah.
surprised if he was part of the choreo. He was part of the choreo. He choreographed the fights or
Hmm.
helped to choreograph the fights and stuff like that. So essentially, that's what's going on in school. But then there's a love interest.
Oh, the love interest.
I
I
mean,
struggled with
there's
that.
always got to be a love interest. Now, this girl is very beautiful. She's very, very
She
pretty.
was beautiful, and I hate to say this, but it feels like that's why she got hired, because her acting not so great. I
What?
hate that. I don't.
You think so? Why you being such a hater? Don't hate on
I'm
her.
not being a hater, okay? I just I don't know. It was just like there was a couple of scenes where I was just like, just it was just
I,
not it.
I,
Maybe
I,
just because I felt it in Polish, it came out a little differently.
I think she gave an Oscar-worthy performance.
Mm.
You know, like,
He's fucking with me, right?
no.
You know what? Okay, look, this weekend I had to die, right?
Hmm.
And plead for my life. And that shit's hard.
Oh, really?
That shit's hard. Um, Not as hard as apparently sitting there for a long period of time, while nothing is actually happening physically around you, just the
Hmm.
camera, and you are supposed to react to your friends dying,
Mm.
but
Oh,
it's not
damn.
happening. And you have
Yeah.
to cry and you have to panic and you have to like it was rough. So specific emotions not so easy, okay? So when she was getting attacked,
Hmm.
I wasn't fucking buying it. I'm sorry. I just wasn't buying it. I wasn't. I hate that. I hate that for her.
I think you're being cruel on this lady. Being too harsh on her.
Ah, I don't
Okay,
know.
Bola, get into your filmmaker mode. All right, you're right. You're right. Her acting was kind of like I think that you can say that for a lot of people too in the film because I don't think a lot of them were real actors per se. You know what I'm saying? Because this movie, even though I mean, okay, it's Poland, but I think there's some movies that are big budget in Poland
Oh
standards.
yeah.
This seemed like medium. So this seemed like, if this movie was probably made like $2-3 million, which is a
Yeah.
lot of money. But in Poland, in Poland, that's a lot of money. But it just, I just think like most of these actors are not really good actors. They just,
Yeah. So I'm just looking if she's even been in other stuff.
now she's a model.
She
I already
has.
looked at her
She has
Instagram.
apparently been in a couple of things, but it does look like her name, like her character names in the films are the dark girl or actress,
Oh,
like it
okay.
was maybe just a
She's just
background
a
or just
pretty
like a
face.
one-liner. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just a pretty face.
She is very pretty.
She's very pretty. Yeah, yeah. So
So
maybe that's
like
why
Polish
I'm
girls
thinking
are
she
known
gave
for
an
that.
Oscar performance or something now. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
I like the scene where she took him back to her apartment and and he's sitting there and she's thinking, oh, this is about to happen. So she goes over to get the drinks or whatever. And then I don't know, something
it's flashbacks.
flashback about his wife and stuff. I think the name or something like there was a name. There was a
No,
name
she
of
said
somebody.
something. She said to him, "With you, I'm safe," or something like
Yes,
that. Because he
and the
was like,
wife usually
and
says that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
And then it's
triggered him.
very triggering too, if you think
Yeah,
about it, because obviously they weren't.
yeah, triggered, and then he just left. And she couldn't take that rejection. She didn't talk to him for a while and stuff like that. And then, the gang, after they've tried the physical means to get him out of the school because he's kind of like thwarting their operation or something like that. He's kind of like being a disruptor to them, even though he hasn't really gotten to the point of finding out what their drug operation is and stuff like that. One of them comes up with a brilliant plan. He blackmails one of the other student girls in his class, in his dojo class, and says, just make up say he's sexually assaulted you, or we'll kill
So
you and you're dead.
first, because the other teacher got harassed in the garage, he beat up a bunch of people and it got filmed.
Hmm.
And all the students saw the video, which is when he started bonding with the students because now instead of history, they're doing like
Yeah,
karate
they're
classes or
just talking about
jujitsu.
karate. So
Um,
yeah,
so in the
social media.
meantime, yeah, in the meantime, they're blackmailing that girl by showing her the watch of the dead teacher.
Mm,
That's the threat because she thinks, okay, you guys killed that teacher, you killers, but that also meant we're gonna kill your father and we're just gonna do it. So
yeah,
she, yes, so she accused him of harassment,
and
um,
and think of
to
how
get him
many.
kicked out of the school.
Yeah. So now we do know that a lot of young girls get harassed in school by their male teachers, and a lot of guys get harassed by their female teachers too. But how many of those harassment cases are made up? It's hard to know.
And they even brought that up because it was literally one of those things they were trying to get rid of the teacher. They were trying to get rid of him. They were talking to each other about it, and the long-haired dude said,
Hmm.
in nowadays' world, you get rid
Yeah,
of people differently.
yeah, yeah. That's why I
And
said
then he
like.
just
That's
brought
why I
up
said
that
like.
me too, you know,
Yeah,
like
that's what they said. Like, that's why I said like they tried the physical means. They
hmm
can't because remember the guy with the whole white thing, the big guy. He said like, man, that guy's just not a. He's not just a teacher. There's something special about him.
hmm
So and they tried all physical means. It's not working. The guy with the long hair just said like, man, there's better ways to do this. Like, why are we stressing ourselves?
hmm
Just get him to be me too, and he's gone, but he doesn't give up. He keeps coming back, and then he does discover that the operation is actually the drug operation is being operated from the school.
Yeah, that they're even
Uh,
making it in the
yeah, they're
school.
making it in the chemistry lab and stuff like that, and then they're shipping it, and then they're storing it somewhere else and stuff like that, and shipping it out. So he tries to gain evidence of it, but then it falls on deaf ears because one, they still have the suspicion, the cloud of him about the sexual harassment and stuff, and the
So you can't
principal.
trust him. He just came there
Yeah,
too. It's like,
why
why
would
would
you
they
trust
choose
you?
him over the other teachers that have been working there for years?
Yeah, and then the
Um,
principal, kind of like just doesn't
not,
believe him and stuff
yeah.
like that. But we find out later there's a reason why the principal doesn't believe him, and also there's supposed to be visual evidence of all that's going on in the school, but when he goes to look for it, it's all digitally
Removed
erased.
of
So
the
now,
yeah.
so he'd be like, well, who has the power to do something like that? You know what I'm saying? Well,
hmm
keep in mind. So, obviously we find out at the end, well, getting close to the end, the students stand up for him. You know what I'm saying? They believe they, the girl actually um confesses later that, this was it was a lie.
hmm
I was blackmailed into doing that. I wonder what brought her to that point. What do you think brought her to that point? Did she just felt like an inner guilt, like, that's not
Well,
fair?
he came to see her one time, but she was drugged.
Drugged, yeah.
But I think there was a part of that because what he did is he took her drugs away for her
Mm,
because she kept numbing herself. Basically, she felt so guilty, she kept numbing herself with the drugs. He took them away from me, which does two things. First of all, can't run from it anymore. Second of all, he showed her that he cares about her
mm.
by, taking that away because
Yeah,
people have died from doing too
yeah.
much of it.
And
And then the other teacher came, the female teacher came to see him,
yeah.
to see her.
See her, yeah.
And I think between the two of them, because she cracked, that's when she cracked. I think she admitted it to her.
And that's funny that you said like he showed her that he does care Because in that situation, if I was the guy, I would have attacked her. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Yada yada. He never.
You stayed calm.
Yeah, he was just calm, and I think he knew that this was the gang doing this. He just wanted to
Yeah,
get to the
I
bottom
think
of it.
so too because they all had a really good friendship. So her turning on everyone on him didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
So I
it didn't,
think
because
he figured that
he
out
didn't
pretty
do it.
quick.
So he just, yeah. So moving forward, well, eventually he and the female teacher, they consummated their love. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't show it. You know what I'm saying? Which is good. They just kissed and then cut it away. I like that. That's good. You don't have to show it. You don't need to see that. You implied. You keep it moving. Keep the story moving and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So, he goes to do this kind of like detective thing. Like he's gonna like back to the school and try to like stop the shipment or something like that. And then then the girl follows him. Say like, oh, I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna do this or something. I'm gonna help you out or something like that. I don't know why the girl in the movie always does that after she has sex with the guy. Now she's like, oh, I'm gonna help you out no
I'm
matter what.
attached.
I'm attached to you now. Let's go. And he's like,
You
no.
wanted
And,
this.
and then usually you see this in the movies where the guy will say like, hey, I can't let you do this. If something happens to you, I won't be able to live with myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to come with
No, I
me.
waited for that. I
And then,
waited
and
for that
yeah,
cliche type of thing, but he literally just
it,
went, okay,
okay, you want to come? Let's go.
let's go.
I'm like, what kind of callous dude is this? If people tell her like, we just made love and we're now attached to each other. I don't want you to die because my wife died. I don't want to put you through this.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. You just said like, let's
Right?
go.
That didn't make
All
any
right.
sense.
You
Maybe
want to
he
be
just doesn't care about her that much. Maybe
yeah,
he,
you want to be a kung fu girl? Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
well, that's
And
the
then
thing. Where was she? When
I don't
the
know
action went down, she just stayed there, screamed, and that was it. Everybody
exactly. You
beat
could just hear
everybody
her
up.
voice. You could hear her screaming, but you never saw her punch anybody, fight anybody, or anything like that. But anyway, before that happens, they get surrounded by the whole gang and stuff like that while they're trying to thwart the operation. And the principal comes out, and we find out. I knew that was going to happen because it's like I said, it's just the
Yeah, I
same thing
felt
as
it.
the substitute. The principal was actually the head of the whole operation at the end of the
Yep.
day. You know what I'm saying? And he's just like, listen, man, I've tried my best to get the school on the right path. It's not happening. And
I
these
gave them
kids,
what they wanted, is
yeah,
what
I'm
he
just
said.
giving them
I
what they
gave
want.
them
Which
what
is
they
like kind
wanted.
of the excuse that a lot of drug dealers, make. Like, hey, people want to get high. Why don't I just supply it? You know what I'm saying? That's essentially what he's doing. And in that moment, the students, his kung fu students, his martial arts students, come out there to back him up, and fight breaks out. And then obviously the main fight that we all wanted to see was the big muscular teacher
He
against
was,
our main
that was
protagonist.
unlikely. So I think what really shows in this type of situation is that strength isn't everything when you know stuff like jujitsu or karate.
Yeah, yeah. But
Like
also
it defies like laws of physics sometimes.
it is but the fight choreography that one with the guy looked realistic.
Mm.
It did look realistic to me. I like the fight choreography, but within that scene, it worked well. It worked well, and obviously, our protagonist wins, beats the guy, kills him, or something like that. And at the end of the scene, what the hell happened? They confront
The
the
director.
principal, yeah, and yeah, and he's brought down and defeated eventually. I'm not gonna say how they did that and stuff like that. It's a little
It's a
corny and
very
stuff.
interesting way.
It's a very interesting way. It was like, really? That's how you guys got me? But it is what it is.
If
But
it
this
works, it works.
it works, it works. They'll so all in all, only thing that really stood out to me is just the fight choreography and the way it was shot. And we've already said that there was no cuts. The
The
camera
way
just
some
kept
of it was shot was really, really cool. In
was
the
real good.
beginning, too, like zooming in and out, kind of
Yeah,
while they're fighting.
yeah.
And there was one other shot that I thought was really, really cool was when he went to the store to get more alcohol and he's walking like just from left to right,
Hmm.
from right to left, whatever. and the camera is like way behind a bunch of other shelves, just filming like the whole store, and you're
Oh,
kind of like, that was such a cool shot.
yeah.
I kind
Okay.
of want to use that at some point. This was a very, very good
This is
shot.
another thing too, because you and Triv got me thinking about color. Now, in the beginning, it looked like the thing was shot in blue. I thought I saw blue in all most of the beginning. Then I kind
Mhm.
of just lost it. Um, I'm moving forward, but I think in the beginning, most of they filmed everything in blue. I don't know why. Was that just? I'm in my mind. I'm thinking, isn't drugs the color of drugs supposed to be the universal color for drugs is blue? Is that it?
Yeah, I think
Think
so.
you think so?
It's
That the
blue,
universal
like,
color for
yeah.
drugs, whether legal or illegal, is just blue. So that was my take on it. And I think for I can't tell if they kept that color theme going. I don't think so, but I lost I wasn't thinking about that anymore. But in the beginning I saw blue. So I guess that's a good thing that I'm starting to read colors and stuff like this. We'll see how that goes.
As long
But
as you decide to hear colors.
yeah, call it the weird. But anyway, what do you give this film out of a 10?
You know, because I'm patriotic and biased, I'll probably give it a 6.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a 5.
Yeah, that's probably what it
Only
is.
because it's a movie that I've seen before. No, I'm gonna give it a 5.7. 5.7.
Oh, that's good.
The
Yeah.
5 is because it's a Polish version of a story that I've seen before and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It's a story, it's a Polish version of Substitute. It's not exactly the same thing, but it's similar. And the
Hmm.
point seven is just to boost it up for the fight choreography. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
like the fight scenes. They were so very realistic and stuff like that. But all in all, it's not a bad movie. You know what I'm saying? It's just there's just
No,
nothing.
no, it was not. It's not
Yeah,
necessarily something I'd go back wa and watch again though.
yeah.
And it's it
You know
I
what?
thought it was very well shot. And here's
Yeah,
one thing about all this. If you go in depth and you look at all of the very best films you've ever seen, very best looking films you'll ever see, the DOP is like 89%. It's a Polish dude in
you think
Hollywood and everywhere.
really? Okay.
The last name's always Ofsky.
You might be right. I'm gonna have to take note of that.
So they are very, very good at that. My uncle is a DP. They're very, very, very,
Oh,
they have an
we
eye for it. It just
we should get it. We should get him on the show inside the filmmaker's mind.
I
We
don't
should
think he's
get him
gonna
on the
speak
show.
speaks English.
You can translate.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
can
no,
translate.
but all in all, it was very well shot, and
Yeah.
that's what I liked about it the most. The story, not so original. The actors weren't over the world,
Yeah.
but it was very well shot, and yeah, the choreographies were impressive for sure.
What I really like about this film is that it is one of those movies that, when you just sitting there and you're looking for something to watch and you just can't figure something to watch. This is just something you can just like, oh, let me just watch this. There's nothing to it. It's nothing elaborate, but it's not the
If you
best,
look away for a second, you're not gonna like have missed the most important plot of the story or whatever.
exactly, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I slept like, in the beginning, I kind of like dozed off for like a couple of minutes or something like that. Then came back and I was like, okay, I picked it up and stuff like that. Went back again. So it's not a complicated story. It's just something you can watch within an hour or so and kill the time. And you've been very well entertained. For that.
Exactly. Like you
Yeah,
don't feel like you've wasted time either, which some films have made me feel that way before, where
yeah,
I'm like, I just wasted 2 hours of my life. This was terrible. Like,
yeah. This
that's
was
not what
yeah.
this is.
Yeah, I'm not. We're not going to repeat the one that we unboxed a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago. Oh my God, that was. Couldn't
I
believe you suggested that.
didn't know what I was suggesting.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to blow myself. I didn't want to watch it again. Never. See, I could probably come back and watch this. That one, never, never. But anyway, that's the episode for today. That's it for today. So she gives it a
Oh,
six.
wait, one more thing. One
What?
more thing. If you get a casting call and it tells you you're gonna play the main character's wife,
Hmm.
you expect to have a line. That
Yeah,
poor girl was just dead, and then she was dead.
yeah,
She
yeah.
was just a body, man. That
She was just
sucks.
a body. Yeah, you
She was
thought you were like,
beautiful. I
yeah.
wonder if she
Well,
could act.
she had like one or two lines in the dream sequence,
Yeah,
or like
she said, I with you I am safe.
safe. That's all she had. How much
Yeah.
did she get paid for that? Like, like
I
hundred
don't know.
dollars.
She was beautiful though.
Yeah,
She
she
was
too was beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah, she was very
She
beautiful.
looked like a beautiful dead body.
Yeah, that was it. All right,
Go
so
ahead.
that's the episode for today, guys. It's a short episode. Not too much to unbox here, but like I said, the movie is still worth watching. You can watch it and not feel like you wasted like an hour or so of your life. It's pretty decent, but there's not much to unbox here and stuff like that. And this was in honor of Marty's journey to Poland and coming back, and we unboxed the Polish movie. So, Lesson Plan on Netflix. Go watch it and let us know what you guys think in the comment section with regards to the movie. Let us know what you think about
Now, if you
our
prepared them, you're gonna have to be reading.
which one?
Well, subtitles, I mean.
Well, it was this one was dubbed English.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, the Netflix, the one I
Oh
watched on Netflix.
shit!
Yeah, so
I didn't see that. I didn't
yeah,
know it
yeah.
was
It's not,
subtitled.
there's no subtitles.
Oh
So
my
it's
gosh,
in English.
okay.
And then they have
Cool.
some hip hop songs playing over it too and stuff like that. So that
Oh
made it
no,
like,
those hip hop songs are in the original version too. The music was actually not too bad.
yeah.
Music
So yeah,
choice.
so let me know what you guys think about the movie. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section with regards to our review of the movie. And please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave comments, like I said, share the link to friends and family, and we will see you guys next week. Now, we're not going to be unboxing another movie next week. We're actually going to be flipping over to our second podcast, which is Inside the Filmmaker's Mind, and we're going to be inviting a filmmaker, an indie filmmaker that we know who just released her series of short films and stuff like that. And it's getting a lot of views on YouTube. So we want to, bring her on board and go through her mind. Like, how did
Go through
you
her mind.
go through her mind? So her name is Crystal Joseph, and we're going to try to have her on next week, Thursday, for Inside the Filmmaker's Mind. So until then, take
Sounds
it
good.
easy. Bye.